Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Carter 2K, and today, man, I am back with yet another banger. So today, 2K finally ended up dropping the gameplay devlog about an hour and a half after all the news sites posted it, because 2K gave it out to them. And I'm pretty sure the plan was for everyone to release it at 11, but it must have taken 2K a very long time to make this here tweet. So they waited until about 12:30 to post it, but that doesn't really matter now. Now does it? It just makes 2K look bad, and to be honest, 2K can't look very much worse than they already look. But that is beside the point. And also, before we get into this dev blog, another big thing that happened today. Since they have now posted this dev blog, Mike Wang has gotten out of prison. Everyone give a round of applause for Wnba Whale, bro. He got out early on good behavior. He just had very good behavior inside 2K jail. So they released this gameplay blog, and now Mike Wang is tweeting up a storm, just like he was 2 weeks ago when he got put in jail. So we're going to look at some of his tweets as well that give even more clarification beyond this blog, because there are a lot of like open ends that are left in the blog that Mike Wang himself should be able to clear up. I'm not sure if he's lost his job yet, though. Just because he's got out of jail doesn't mean he's got his job yet. I think he does, though, because it says at the top of the gameplay blog that that Mike Wang is the 2K gameplay director. So hopefully Wnba Whale is still going strong at 2K. But that is beside the point as well. So I'm just going to go over this dev blog. It is pretty lengthy, so I'm just going to hit the main parts, and then we're going to look at some of Mike Wang's tweets to wrap up this video. So, this is just like the part where they like welcome you to the dev blog and everything like that, and they pretty much, this one they give you like a vague overview of everything. Like, they say the same stuff every year. More skill-based offense, more skill-based defense, more skill-based everything. But does it really become more skill-based? Not really. Hopefully that is true this year. But it does really seem like they wanted priority 1 to be defense this year, which was different from past years, because 2K always made a priority 1 offense, which resulted in things like the speed glitch and stuff like that I shouldn't mention. Okay, I'm not trying to get too mad right here. Alright, so it said their primary goal for defense was to give gamers the tools to be able to really change the outcome of the game on the floor. So it does seem like they made like bump steals less frequently. It actually says down here, what does it say? It says unwanted bump steals and statue body ups have been introduced in favor of giving both the ball handler and all ball defender more freedom of movement and respected input. Because I do believe that everything in 2K21 was so animation based. Like, once you were in like a certain animation, there was no way essentially to stop it. And I feel like this will give defenders a lot more freedom, knowing that if they try to go for an animation like a block animation or a steal animation, they're not absolutely going to get killed by the offensive player if he's like a dribble god or something. So I do feel like this does sound like more skill based than it was in years past. But of course, they haven't actually shown us like any gameplay, but other than the gameplay trailer. But the gameplay trailer isn't actually gameplay, it's just like cinematic footage of the game. So we still haven't actually seen a video of what the game actually looks like when you're playing the game. But I'm guessing that's going to come next week along with the park trailer and stuff like that. But just looking at this, it seems like defense it looks like it's going to be an improvement. And it also says that the defensive AI is going to be it also says that the defensive AI is going to be improved, and that's very good because the defensive AI in 2K21, let's just say it had its it had its fair share of issues, bro. If you ran a 5 out, bro, and you charged at the rim, bro, the 2 corner defenders would literally drop from the corners, and then you kick it out every time for a wide open corner 3. So hopefully that's fixed in this game, but there's no promises, to be honest. Okay, so moving on to dribbling. It says offense will obviously never be neglected in any 2K basketball game. Yep, that's obvious. It's pretty much been all y'all focused on for the last like 5 years. And I'm thrilled with our offering for NBA 2K22. Dribbling is something I personally spent a lot of time working on and am extremely passionate about, and can say without a doubt that playmakers are going to have a field day with this year's game. The 1-to-1 basic size ups have been removed and replaced by 1-to-1 signature size ups. But what exactly does that mean? Flicking the pro stick in various directions last year gave you fairly generic looking size ups, while holding up on the stick gave you a nice looking no cap dribble series. This year the goal was to marry the two together. Okay, that's kind of weird, but you can use that wording if you want, but and gave each player a unique feel and rhythm when sizing up. So it does seem like they're giving you like more control over the dribbling and everything like that. Like, I'm not a big dribble head myself, but I do dabble in dribbling a little bit. So this does seem like it's going to be a little bit of a change from the years of past. So that's decent enough. And it seems like they've added 28 and it says they have 28 unique dribble styles, and they all received a nice refresh. They also added 4 new Wnba dribble styles, which is kind of cool, I guess. If you want to equip your my player with a Wnba dribble style, hey, you ain't gonna get no judgment from me. You ain't gonna get no judgment from me. And also, what everyone is dreading, bro, post play, bro. 2K21, like, it seemed to like cool off by like the end of 2K21, but middle of 2K21 was literally everyone just running with a post scorer and a play shot, bro. By the end, it was mainly like paint beasts and play shots, but post scorers are really prominent throughout 2K21. So I really hope that they do something to like make them less dominant. But what it's saying here, it seems like they're actually giving them more control. So I really hope that post builds aren't overpowered. So shooting, something very important every 2K. It says, shooting has undergone many changes from being 2K22. There's a new shot meter with a dynamically resizing make window. I'm pretty sure that they had that in 2K20 as well, but it was like a little bit harder to like tell because the meter itself didn't shrink, but like the window of you possibly greening it shrunk. So it looks at like in this year, like it's literally going to be like a meter that's like bigger or smaller based on like how good of a shot it is and how well you time. Well, I don't think it's based on how well you time it. I think it's based on like how open you are, like how deep you are, like how high of a rating you have, stuff like that. So that seems like it's relatively promising. And also, this is actually what I'm most excited about. That we also made a strong push to get more of a skill gap at the finishing at the rim. Because as we know in 2K21, if you got an animation where the defender was on you, then it was going to be contested and you were going to miss it almost 100% of the time. But if you got an animation where like you were getting a contact dunk animation, there was no way the defender could stop you. There's nothing you could do. You were just going to dunk on. So it looks like this year like they're going to give you more of like a skill gap for defenders blocking finishing at the rim, as well as finishers trying to beat out defenders who are trying to stop you from finishing at the rim, if that makes any sense. It does say that it says that we've added timing meters to both alley-oop and aggressive skill dunk attempts. Okay, so aggressive skill dunks are essentially showtime dunks. So, but I did hear from one of Mike Wang's tweets that showtime is not a badge anymore. So that is going to completely change early my team, because up until like, let's say like April of this year, pretty much nobody really had, like, I'm just talking about my team right here. Nobody really had like beyond like gold range extender. So showtime was a lot more important because you could drive to the rim, get showtime dunks, boost your team's takeover, and then your whole team would have sharp badge, and then you could shoot like from super crazy distances. So that will be a big change to my team this year, that showtime is not a badge. But so it looks like the timing is going to make it a lot more finishing, a lot more skill based, which is good. So, like, even if you're in a good position, you can still blow it if you don't have good timing. Whereas in 2K21, if you just hold the right stick down, you're either going to get blocked or you're going to get a contact dunk animation. But it's pretty much like RNG, depending on which one you're going to get. It also says, this is kind of annoying, it says we've added it says we've added dunk celebrations into the game this year that work very similarly to the green release jump shot landing celebrations. That is kind of annoying though, because depending on how long it is, that might like not make the player run back. So I really hope 2K I really hope that 2K tested that to make sure that like your players like didn't celebrate for like too long. Because if they celebrate for like 10 seconds, that's gonna be the funniest thing. Like the other team is they're gonna have one more player than you are, because your player's down there celebrating. So that's gonna be kind of tough if that is the case. So now this is something very important: build badges and takeovers. So it says player builds is another hot topic when it comes to 2K. In NBA 2K21, we debuted a brand new player builder on New Gen that allowed you to set up your attribute caps however you see all fit. As with any new developments, there are always growing pains. Yeah, okay, so some companies have more growing pains than others, let's just say it that way. We've made a lot of adjustments to the system to create more balanced builds and give incentives for creating all different types of players. So that's cool. It looks like there's going to be more variety this year as opposed to last year, when all it was is play shots and paint beasts on current gen, and on next gen all it was 6'8" power forwards, because that was the most OP build in the game. So it does say also that the amount of bad points has increased significantly because there's like they did add some more badges in the game this year, so you're gonna need some more badge slots, but they did remove some badges as well, and we're gonna get into the new badges right now. And it also says somewhere at the bottom, yeah, that badge count this year is now increased to 80. So there are 80 badges. That's a heck of a lot of badges. So one of two things could either happen. One, all of the badges are all like very like evenly like distributed. Like each one is at least useful in its own right. So that like people will have a variety of different badges, so that will make the game more like not as one-sided, or a bunch of the badges are really awful and there are only a couple of badges that are super good like in prior 2Ks, so then everybody's pretty much going to play the same. So I do hope that a lot of these badges have use, like all of these badges have use, because for example, steady shooter, that didn't really have that much use unless you were like, it pretty much like benefited like a more casual player. But if you were a competitive player and you were getting open, steady shooter, it was literally it was worse than nothing. You would rather have no badge than steady shooter. So I really hope there aren't any badges like steady shooter this game, in this game. But I do know for a fact that steady shooter itself is gone, because Mike Wang, before he got into prison, he did tweet out that there was no more steady shooter this year. So these are the badges: fast twitch, ability to get off the floor quicker for standing dunks and layups. Like that, I feel like that's useful, but I don't really think that it's like that useful. This one right here is really pointless. Grace under pressure, ability to convert standing layups more effectively. No one's trying to make any standing layups. Like, I don't even know if I've ever like done a standing layup, but so I don't think very many people are going to apply that at all. Limitless takeoff. Now this one sounds good. Ability to soar from further away on driving dunk attempts. So that is good, because for example, in NBA 2K21, when you were driving in and trying to do a Showtime dunk and you press down on the right stick, sometimes it would, if you were too far away from the basket, it would make you pull up and you would just take a jump shot. And that was really annoying. So if you have limitless takeoff, that would probably limit that, which is pretty cool. Mouse in the house. Now this one's kind of Ability for bigs to finish over shorter players more effectively. Well, bigs can already finish over shorter players really effectively, so I don't really think that badge has very much use. Unstrippable. Ability to secure the ball better when you're gathering for a layup, dunk, and traffic. So I'm guessing that this is kind of like unpluckable, but instead of like just like dribbling the ball normally, it's when you're driving in. So I guess that badge has some use. It's a lot better than a mouse in the house. I just put it that way. Now this one sounds interesting. I'm not sure if it's good or I'm not sure if it's bad. It's just interesting for right now because we haven't really seen what it does. Chef, ability to knock down Steph-like off dribble deep threes. So it kind of sounds like difficult shots, kind of, because difficult shots increases your ability to make tough shots off dribble. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So it's kind of like that, but it also kind of sounds like range extender / deep threes. So that's going to be interesting to see exactly what it does. I'm excited to see 2K Labs tests on that to see how effective that badge really is. And this one seems like, I feel like this badge right here is going to be the badge that's the most broken when the game comes out. Limitless Spot, ability to hit logo range threes off a catch and shoot. So the weird thing about that is that it does say off catch and shoot. So it's kind of like catch and shoot combined with range extender. So I do not think that it's going to be as OP as range extender because it can only work off the catch and shoot. But I do think that you are going to be able to shoot from deeper with this than you were with Hall of Fame range extender. Because if y'all remember, the only time that you could possibly shoot from the logo in 2K21 is if you had Hall of Fame range extender and takeover, and sharpshooting takeover activated. They're just with Hall of Fame range extender. I'm not gonna say it wasn't possible, but it was nearly impossible to hit a shot from half court, even with Hall of Fame range extender in 2K21. So. But this might just be like exaggerating like what it can really do. But if you are really able to hit it from the logo off a catch and shoot, that would really change the defensive dynamic. Because if you have someone with Hall of Fame, this badge, then and you're guarding them, you're gonna have to play really far back on them, and that might lead to some people being able to blow by and take easy layups and dunks. So I'm not really sure how broken that badge is gonna be. But I'm not sure if it also means like really logo range or just like deep, but it seems like it's kind of like a combination of range extender and catch and shoot. but it's only off the catch and shoot. You can't just take it, like, no matter whenever you shoot it. Lucky number 7. Boost your ability to score when shooting early in the clock. I mean, that's okay, but I feel like just to take advantage of that badge, people are going to try to rough shots, and that's going to lead to bad shots, so I would tend to stay away from that badge right there. I don't necessarily know how early it means, but if it's within, like, the first, like, 10 seconds, like, it's better to take time for the play to develop than try to force off a bad shot just to get the boost, because I doubt the boost will be strong enough to let you make a very contested shot, which you never know. You never know. The badge could come out broken and you can hit like 100% smothered shots with it, but I highly doubt that. Mismatch Expert. Ability to shoot over taller defenders on a switch. So that's kind of like Giant Slayer, but for all shots instead of just layups. So, it's useful, I guess, if you have a small player. Glue Hands. This is a badge from 2K18, I remember. Ability to make difficult catches and quicker branch out to a shot or dribble. I mean, the badge is somewhat useful because, for example, I'm not sure if Bailout is going to be a badge this year, but maybe this is kind of a replacement for Bailout. For example, if a player starts to shoot a shot and then they decide to bail out of it, you will be able to catch it if you have this badge, but you're not going to be able to catch it if you don't have this badge. You know, so it could be useful if you look at it that way, but I don't really think it's going to be the most useful badge. Hyperdrive. Boost the speed and effectiveness of moving dribble moves. Now, this sounds very good. This sounds like a very good badge. It kind of sounds like tight handles and quick first step kind of combined. But quick chain is kind of, which is the next one, which is boost the ability to quickly chain dribble moves together. I feel like hyperdrive and quick chain combined are kind of like quick first step, tight handles, and space creator. But I don't know if they're going to be in the game too, plus these or not. Coming down to the last couple here. Actually, no, we show up a decent amount left. Post Playmaker. Boost the effectiveness of both shots and moves when playing in the post. Now, that's scary. If there's actually a badge for post shots this year, that could mean that post builds could be really overpowered, which will not be a good thing for the game. Triple Threat Juke. It increases the effectiveness of triple threat, fake jabs, and go moves. That's alright. I mean, if you play a lot in the triple threat, that would be useful, but I don't really think that most people play in the triple threat that much. Ball Stripper. Ability to strip layup and dunk attempts more quickly. So it's essentially like pickpocket, but if a player's driving in, kind of like that other one was like unpluckable, but when you're driving to the hoop, so it's alright, I guess. Hustler. Ability to get those scrappy 50-50 balls quicker than opponents. So this badge could be good or it could be bad depending on what it actually does. If what they're talking about is when, for example, you're dribbling the ball off a court, when you're dribbling the ball up the court and your opponent is able to poke it loose and both of your players dive for it, and whichever one gets it first, like, obviously has possession of the ball. If that's the only scenario then they mean, that does not really happen as often as you would think, so I would say the badge would not be worth it. But if they're also talking about rebounds, like, for example, if a rebound like takes a really weird bounce and it goes like it like bounces on the court before anyone can get to it, I'm not sure if that will boost your speed in getting to that. If that is the case and you're a big, then I do think that this badge would be very helpful. And this last one is Menace. It significantly drops the offensive ratings of opponents when you smother them. I will tell you, I don't necessarily know, like a lot of these, I don't really know what this badge means. It could be good, it could be bad. So at first glance, it kind of sounds like Intimidator, but the last four words is what makes me think that this might not be a good badge. It says when you smother them. So just think about it. In 2K this year, I mean, I'm pretty sure a smothered shot is, I don't know what percent is it. I'm pretty sure it's 75% and up. And if you contest a shot with a smothered contest, which is 75% or up, there is I'd say about a, depending on the shot, I'd say it's about a 1% chance that they make that shot. So if that's what they mean, like literally smothering them if they're shooting, then I don't know if that badge would be worth it. Well, I do know it's definitely not going to be worth it, but it may be worth it if they don't necessarily mean like on a shot. If they just mean that like you're clamping them up on the perimeter, if that counts as smothering them, then this badge might be really OP if that counts. But if that does count, what it necessarily is the criteria of smothering them. Like, I don't know how 2K would identify whether or not you're smothering them. So if So if we're gonna equip that badge, we need a lot more transparency from 2K on that. But that could be a very, very, very game-changing badge if it does count as just like smothering them on the perimeter. If 2K is able to find a way to like incorporate that into the game. And I have been talking for a long time. And then the last thing they put here was about Takeover Perks, which are exclusive to next gen. It's pretty much perks that you can equip that make your takeover either last longer or stronger. So, I mean, I feel like that's like kind of a cool thing if you are playing next gen, but I don't really think it's really going to be that game breaking. And then here are the closing remarks. So that is the gameplay trailer, not the gameplay trailer, that is the gameplay blog right there. And like I said before, thank you all for sticking around in this video because Mike Wang is now out of jail and he can now tweet like a free person now. So let's go ahead and type in Mike Wang here. And let's look at some of the stuff that Mike Wang has been saying. So let's first look at his tweets. Has he tweeted? No, he hasn't tweeted anything himself. Maybe he's still on probation. He can't tweet anything himself. But he has been replying to some things. So, Wnba said, no, not Wnba said, Mike Wang is Wnba. Ethan Lambert here said, at Wnba, will there still be shot contest percentages? And he said yes, which is what I was saying before with like the smothered and stuff like that. Did we fix the contest system this year? Are ghost contests gone? Well, if you had read the gameplay, blog, that could have answered your question, buddy. But he said this is a primary focus for our team this year. I'll never say anything is perfect, okay, but the new contest system is more reliable and predictable, which might be true. It might be true. Of course, it might not be true too. But the good thing is that at least they're making an effort. Okay, so this guy said if Deep Threes is removed, what's going to replace it? Deep Threes is essentially split into two separate skills. Off dribble equals chef and catch and shoot equals limitless spot up. Would you look at that? That's exactly what I was saying, but I am just as smart as Mike Wang. Just kidding. I'm not as smart as him. But that is what I was saying though. That's what I was saying my hypothesis was. So that confirms my theory there. He said, is there a cutoff for height for certain dribble moves? Y'all tag Mr. Wang. Okay. Yes, there are height requirements as well as ball handle requirements for many dribble moves now. Okay, well, I mean, that's okay because I don't really think that, like, I don't really feel that, like, a 7'5" player should have, like, the best dribble moves in the game, so that's cool. So you can still get contact dunks without holding the right stick down and having to time it, or does it just add the ability to get them more often if you're skilled at it? And he said, you can still get contact dunks without using the aggressive skill feature, but they're a lot more rare. The skill dunk feature is new gen only. Oh, well, they didn't say that in their gameplay blog. Thank you, Mike, for coming through with that, because that is something that a lot of people should know, because they were talking about that in their gameplay blog like it was going to be on most gens. All right, let's read a couple more, and then we'll call it a video, because this has been a long video. All right, this seems like a good tweet to end on. These badges are removed from 2K22. Heat Seeker, which was... I'm not even going to say like what all these badges mean because it's going to take way too long. Heat Seeker, Highlight Film, Anti-Freeze, Deep Threes, Hot Shot, Ice and Veins, Tireless Shooter, Relay Passer, Clutch Defender, Heart Crusher, Hot Stopper, and Trapper. But I will say that all of these badges are the next gen versions, so that means that their current gen correspondent badge is gone too. So I don't necessarily, I'm pretty sure it was, which one was Showtime? It was either Heat Seeker or Highlight Film. One of those was Showtime. So Showtime is removed, as well as Heart Crusher is removed. So those are two big badges that are being removed. And all those other badges, if you play next gen, will be removed as well. Me, I play current gen. I do have the ability to play on next gen, but I did like current gen 2K21 better. So I am more used to the current gen badges. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you all for sticking along. Thank you all for sticking with me all the way to the end. I know this was a long video, but you would have been rewarded with hearing all this great NBA 2K22 news. So until next time, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.